Hello, everyone. Let's see. We haven't done one of these in at least 5 weeks. I haven't counted yet. So let's see. Usual roll call. RC, Milo, Kiki, and of course the finch is behind me, and the parakeets back there. Okay. I just filmed Sunday's video. That's the line across my forehead. So I was using another wig. So I like using wigs. And it's almost September, which means that it will soon be October, sooner than we probably want, or expect, or whatever word you want to use there. Which means that hopefully I'll be able to stock up on some more wigs. So I'm not. So we'll see what there is and see what I can use. If you are new to this channel and you're watching, this is just a time that we spend just catching up on news, what's going on in my life, and if anyone wants to share what's going on in theirs in the comments, you're welcome to do so. I have 3 big things that's going on that I want to talk about, and hopefully keep it under 20 minutes. So that's always the goal. So three big things are happening. Let's see. One is that I think that's part of what I'm titling this video. So if you remember, I have a tortoise, and then I got a second tortoise, thinking they would be friends, and so I put them the same enclosure, and it seemed like that. Yes, they would be. That is no longer the case. Joey's not the one with the problem; it's Maha, and things really came to a head. Right before we left for vacation. And since Jen was the one pet sitting, I told her to, actually I asked her to use her security camera, her kitten camera, because I was having some suspicions of what was going on, but I'm not home during the day, so she did, and my suspicions were true. Yes, Maha would spend the entire day chasing Joey around, and then he would eat his food, and then he would eat his own food, and Joey wouldn't do anything, would not come out of his from underneath his reptile, the green reptile fabric. He likes to sleep under there. He wouldn't come out. He wouldn't get any lights, any UVA, UVB. He wouldn't get any food. He wouldn't get any water. He wouldn't, whatever. Just was basically not moving, not doing anything. I shouldn't say not moving. He was not doing anything, and so what Jen did was she took a kind of it was like I think it was like a wire shelf that fits on top of like a wardrobe, like a standalone wardrobe, and so it got these little bars or whatever, and she took that thing and it fit perfectly, like diagonally across the enclosure, and so put Maha on one side and Joy on the other. Well, the spaces between these bars, there were some of them where the space was like this, and then there was this section where there was 2 vertical bars, and then the rest of it, the bars were a little narrower. So Maha, which we still don't understand why, it was like his sole purpose in life was to get to Joey. So So he would do anything and everything in his power. And so by the time I got home, Jen had taken that big piece of wood, I guess, that I had in there for, I don't know, decoration and for, I guess, Tortoise like to climb, so something for Joey to climb. She had done that and stuffed it in that space because he was climbing through it to get to Joey and eat all his food. And so I came home and I'm like looking, I'm just, I was kind of observing this for a couple of days or a few days. And I came home that Sunday and I was changing clothes and I kept hearing what sounded like a guitar strumming sound. And finally I look in there and there's Maha trying to squeeze between those little bars, trying to get through there. And then it became a joke almost. Like every day I'd come home and I'd find things different. And one day I don't know how he did it, but Maha somehow got that piece of wood out from that space because it was laying on its side and on Maha's side. And of course, Maha was now in with Joey. And then around this time, I was also doing some kind of looking things some on Google, and found out that tortoises, when they are under stress because of a change, something changed, or whatever, that's what they do. They go hide in the corner and they don't do anything. That's what they do until whatever it is goes away. What I read, somebody was asked, that she changed her tortoise's bedding, and Tortoise did that. And so when she finally changed it back, then he went back to his old self. So it's like, okay, well, I obviously know what the change is. So that's like, so then I had to get rid of that shelf because of Maha trying to always climb through it, and it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to her. And plus with even him doing it was really hard to reach into Joey's Joey's half, because that's where this part of the triangle was, and that's where his lights were, and it was just too hard. So I had a bunch of their 12-inch square. They're like a grid. It looks like a grid. Anyway, they're like powder coated metal, and they come with these round plastic pieces that you connect, so you can connect them. So you can make anything. You can make shelves. You can make whatever your imagination. And I had a bunch of them. So I took some of them and some zip ties and those plastic pieces, and I created a fence, and I put that directly in half. And Maha spent the next several days doing his best to get under, around, and over. I think one day he actually tipped the whole thing over, and then he was in with Joey, and I'm thinking he must have crawled, because it was at an angle like this. He must have crawled up here, jumped down, whatever. And so finally I added another zip tie, and I tightened the ones I had, and we've been pretty successful. Once in a while he'll, whatever, but I think we got it now. So it's like, okay, well, obviously each one of them living in a 1x3 foot space is not okay, especially for Joey, who's much larger than Maha is. I'm really not sure what species Maha is. Supposedly Joey is a Russian tortoise, and they said that Maha is too. I'm not buying it. first I thought he was Egyptian because they're really small, but when I looked it up, he's almost too big for an Egyptian. So I'm thinking maybe he's Greek, but I'm not. I really don't know. I just know that I really don't think that they're both Russian tortoises. They're the same genus. They're all the same genus. Tustoodle, I think is what it is. But there's all these different species. And so I'm working on that. So it's like, okay, I finally, I was like, I know what I had to do. I didn't want to do it. I was really, but I know what I have to do. So I finally made the decision to do it. So because I wanted to keep both tortoises. I wasn't going to rehome Maha again or Joey. He's cute. He runs around like you wouldn't believe how fast he goes for a tortoise. So I wanted to keep them both. So I contacted my cousin's husband, who is he is a talented woodworker. And I said, I need your help. And I explained the situation. I said, can you make me this? He said, sure. And so supposedly as we speak, that's what he's doing. In the meantime, I have I need to find some space, and the only space I could find in that room is where that computer is. I don't know if you probably have seen it once or twice. So there's a computer desk with a computer on it with 2 towers. We haven't turned it on in over a year because all 3 of us are on tablets. There's a printer that doesn't work because I don't use it enough. So the whole thing needs to go. My niece wants the desk. So I'm in the process of getting rid of all of that, getting the desk out of there. Supposedly we have a table under my bed that hasn't been used, so we'll use that. I went shopping and bought all kinds of stuff, tortoise stuff. So I think, so I'm just waiting on 2 things. I'm waiting on the tortoise box, and I'm waiting on, there's a picture that's on one of the computer towers, and I can't get it to turn on. It turns on, but it doesn't recognize the monitor. But there's nothing wrong with the monitor because it works fine with the newer tower. So there's obviously something wrong. And so, but I know where the picture came from, so I've contacted that person to try to look through their records to see if they can find the picture, and so I'm kind of at a standstill right now. So anyway, this little 5-inch tortoise is completely changing my room, and making me do stuff that really needed to be done anyway. So I'm hoping to get before and after pictures once all this is said and done. Okay. So that's the first thing that's happening. Second thing that's happening. So that Jen and my brother and Silas and my niece, they live in our basement, and her parents live. They've been living in a. Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. So, they used to live. All of them used to live together, and then they lost their house. A developer, and I guess they were renting it. A developer bought it from the owner, and they had to get out. And so they had to, her parents went over here, and they went over here, and then they ended up, that didn't work out, so then they ended up here, and all of a sudden the parents said, we want to buy a house. And so they actually found a house rather quickly with 5 bedrooms in it. So, it's in the next town, but that means that Jen and family will be moving within the next month or so. Right now they're getting their parents. They've got all their stuff's in storage, getting the stuff out of storage, cleaning that house, getting them they got to get out of where they're at by end of the month, and then of course we're gone Labor Day weekend, so they have to be here to watch them, and then after that, so that's gonna be a huge change for me, for everybody, and for various reasons. And you're probably thinking about Yum Box. So we did talk about that. By the way, Friday is Jen's birthday, by the way. But we did talk about that, and we'll just have to once every 2-3 months, I'll just, either they come over here or I'll go over there. And we'll do a whole bunch of them at once, and whatever. Right now there's 4 boxes sitting over there. So, with Jen working, but that job's gonna be ending. So hopefully before they move, we can knock out at least 2 of those boxes. Hopefully soon. But it's like, if we do it where they're gonna live, then maybe we can convince her mom to join us, and I think that would be that would be a lot of fun too. So, I'm having trouble. Magnets. I'm having trouble with the whole thing, because I love having them here and I love seeing them every day, and so I know it's good for them. It's just I'm having trouble. So, the last thing is, do any of you understand YouTube's algorithm system? Because I don't. Something happened. I don't know what happened. But one of my videos, what I've been saying to people is it tickled the algorithm. And this was the video. It had Toby Mac in it. It wasn't a Toby Mac song. It was the he did like a verse. He rapped a verse. Yeah, he rapped a verse. So that video, and then it started. I should say that it started with that video, and I don't know what happened. I don't know. I just don't know. What I do know is that as of the last time I looked, and I do check very often, the last time I looked, that video has well over 400 views. I averaged between 30 and 50 views, and most of that is you guys. And then if some of them are, like friends of mine, family, a few family members, people from church. So I've been sending them to my coworker. But the majority of them, that's you guys, and then of course me watching it when I after I upload it to make sure everything's working fine. And but all of a sudden, so the one with Toby Mac in it, that's maybe not a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Anyway, and so yeah, that's got over 400 views, and then each one, and then of course, obviously the Wednesday ones have fewer of them, so then that one, and then the next one has like 100 some views, and then and so on. And even the one from Sunday, the Olivia Newton-John one, right before I started filming, has over 300 views. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, I've also I've gotten several new subscribers. I was kind of dancing around 118, 119, not quite hitting 120. My last check, I was at 128, 129. So, what does this mean? I have no idea. I have no clue. Most of these people are not commenting. There's this one guy who keeps commenting on, especially he'll pick like older videos, like from 2 years ago, and he says he has the same comment, but something about my name is, I don't know, Frank or something like that, even though that's not the name of his channel. And he says, call me. I don't know who this person is. Mitch. I think that's what he says his name is. I don't know who this person is. I don't know what he means by call me. So there's that guy. But basically it's still you guys commenting, and but all of a sudden I've got 300 views, 400 views, and I don't understand. So that's so basically those are the three things that's going on. Otherwise everything is fine around here. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. 21 minutes. That's long enough. So, I read your comments as soon as they come in. I'm trying to, I know I say this every time. I reply to you in my head, and then I forget to go back and do it, and pretty soon it's 3 days later. But, I know, I gotta do that. Anyway, so I will read your comments, and I will see you wherever, and of course Sunday's video. So bye.